Hey everyone, welcome back to another Metal Monday. As you may have noticed, I have not been doing Metal Mondays now for a couple weeks, and there's a really good reason for that. 2 weeks ago, I had day off for Columbus Day. I'm a state employee. That's one of our holidays. So I had Columbus Day off, and my wife actually took that day off as well. So I spent some time with her instead, since it was just the two of us while the kids were at school. And also last week was my kids' fall break. We were actually camping. We were out of town. And so once again, just did not have an opportunity to do it on Monday. I do these videos on Mondays. I don't do them any other days. I do them actually on Monday. So then I upload them and I send them out, put them on YouTube. But today, I'm back with my next Metal Monday, and this one is one of the most recent ones I've done. I've only done one other one since this time, and obviously because of COVID, this has been almost a year now. Well, it has been. It's been over a year. September 21st. I'm sorry, September 21st, 2019. I ran in the Air Force Marathon. Got my nice Air Force Marathon hat here. Has the Air Force logo on the back. But anyway, so this is actually the first race, and I've done videos about this run in the past as well. This is the first race that I have ever been a pacer, an official pacer for. And it still is my only one, and once again, COVID. I was really hoping to do more pacing this year than what I've done in the past. Obviously, though, with every race being canceled, even the races that have gone on, there's been some small marathons in this area. They have not had pacing because, well, of course, they do not want runners bunched up in large packs. And so races haven't even offered pacers. So this is the medal that they gave us at the Air Force Marathon, the 23rd Annual Air Force Marathon. You got a KC 46 Pegasus on there. It is a refueling plane. Air Force Marathon, for every medal they do have a special aircraft on it, and it is an aircraft that is at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which is in Dayton, Ohio. It's where the race is held. You actually start on the base, you finish on the base, right outside the Air Force Museum. And if you ever get a chance, even if you don't run this marathon, which I highly recommend you do, but if you don't run this marathon, go check out the museum if you're in Dayton. It is well worth it. It is unbelievable how much they have there. They have everything from World War II planes to modern aircraft and everything else. It is unbelievable. You get a really good appreciation for our military and our Air Force for sure when you go check that out. But on the back also, you get the Air Force logo, finisher on the top there, United States Air Force on the back. So pretty cool medal. And look, and that thing is thick too. That is a really thick medal. If I could spot my wife real quick, she ran the Air Force half marathon that day as well. But I can't just quickly spot her medal, so we're going to just skip by that. But hers is just a little bit smaller. I think it's still just as thick, though. But pretty cool medal. Oh, and it does have the 26.2 on the bottom. With the Air Force Marathon on the ribbon, 2019 on the other side of the ribbon. So this race is a great event. Obviously, it celebrates the Air Force. It's right around the birthday of the Air Force when they celebrate that. And it is, as I said, starts and finishes on Wright-Pat Air Force Base. You run around the Air Force Base. You run it through a couple smaller towns in the area, which is neat. But primarily, it circles around the Air Force Base. And originally, they were supposed to have the KC-46 Pegasus doing some flyovers. We're not quite sure what happened. Oh, I know what happened. They are given a certain window to fly. And this morning that we ran on September 21st, 2019, storms passed through the area actually right before the marathon started. So the way the morning works is they actually run the 10K first, and then the marathon, half marathon start out together. Well, after the 10K started, storms rolled in, lightning, everything. We'd actually gotten into our corrals and everything. I was still with my wife, Tina, at that time. She just stayed with me for a little while we were waiting for our race to start. And storms came. We all found a tent, like a very small tent. Somehow we managed to find a spot in this tent. But found a tent to huddle under while the storm passed. I'm telling you, it was probably about a 10 foot by 10 foot tent. So there wasn't many of us who can get in there. Luckily, we did. We stayed dry. But because of the lightning, we had to wait 30 minutes after the last lightning strike. And because of that, because of the time that the Air Force said that they would fly the planes, it wasn't going to work out for them to do the flyovers because of delay and everything. So they did not happen, which is a little disappointing. They were supposed to be also paratroopers actually jumping as well. That was the main thing, I guess, that got delayed was the paratroopers. I think they might have actually had the flyovers, but you couldn't. They had to fly. Let me go back and correct myself. They had a flyover right before the race started. There wasn't much flying during the race, though. Paratroopers are what really got delayed, and or got called off because of the delay and all that stuff. So the timing just was not going to work out. But the race itself is great. You're not going to get a lot of crowd support out there because it is on the Air Force Base. They're going to be limited on who's going to be allowed on the Air Force Base. Obviously, it's government, it's the Air Force. They're going to be a little picky on that. But overall, just the atmosphere. You're running on an Air Force Base, which you rarely ever get to do anything like that. It's just a spectacular feeling, and it's great because also when you're finishing, they have all these planes lined up, and you're running right between them, going down the last finishing chute, and so that's a pretty cool feeling as well. So while I do appreciate finishers medals, and this is a really nice one, Air Force Marathon does a great job with their finishers medals, I appreciate other things that are given to you instead of medals. And I say that because I like to get use out of what I am given. I don't wear this. It hangs up there on this medal rack right here, the bottom one. And really, there's nothing else that I use medals for. Yeah, they look nice, but what's the big deal? They just hang there. So what they do, though, what Air Force Marathon did for 2019, and I think they're going to do something different for 2020, but obviously, like every other race, it did not happen. They gave us actually a finisher's hat. So this is a Boco running hat, Air Force Marathon there on the front, Boca logo on the side there, and then finisher 2019. If anything I've gotten at a race, especially for finishing, I have used this way more than anything else I've ever gotten. I wear this hat a lot when I'm running. This hat has gotten a lot of use. Oh, that's kind of a cool detail on the bottom, part of the star from the Air Force logo. But this hat I've gotten so much more use out of. This hat was not free. This one I purchased. This one was free to finishers. They were handing them out for both the half marathon and marathon that day. I think they were going to do some sort of towel this year. I think it was the original plan. So it'll be interesting to see what they do for 2021. And it's usually right around the third Saturday of September. So if you've never ran the Air Force Marathon, like I said, do it. It is well worth the time, the travel to get there. While you're there, also check out the Wright brothers display at the National Park location. That is well worth the visit as well. Me and my wife spent some time there. We'd love to take our kids back down there because I think they would really enjoy that as well. But since it was just me and her, we went and checked out some of that stuff, and it was awesome. So this week's medal, Air Force Marathon 2019 from September 21st. Well worth it. Love this race. The only issue is that sometimes it can get hot. And if you're wondering how my pacing went, because it did get a little warm, if you want to know how my pacing went, I'm going to link that down below. You can find that down there, and you can get the story of how that went on that day. So thank you very much once again for watching. I'm going to try to do these every Monday. If there's something going on where I'm not working and I'm spending time with family, I probably won't do it. But thank you once again for watching. We will see you guys next time. Have a great week.